Hi guys, hope you're all well. Thank you for joining. We are going to do a 30-minute yoga class. It's going to be nice and easy, nice and simple, just focusing on lower body and doing some sun salutations. So when you're ready, let's get started. So we are doing it in the kitchen, and I do have a dog and a cat which will probably get involved, so bear with. But when you're ready, stepping either to the front of the mat, or if you're not on a mat, just find yourself a bit of space and we will get going. So to start off with, just take yourself into a standing position, feet come together, and you can close the eyes if you want to, or just have your focus down towards the floor. So starting by taking a few big deep breaths and just starting to think about your alignment. So think about tucking the tailbone, knees are soft and shoulders are down and away from the ears. Palms facing forwards, and feel yourself lifting up through the crown of the head. Let's take a deep breath in and reach the arms up, extended mountain. Looking up to the thumbs. As you exhale, come into your forward fold. Knees are soft and just let your forehead release down. Inhale to lift halfway. Lengthen through the crown of the head and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain, looking all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Lengthen through the crown of the head, really squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. This time just step the feet back to your plank position. Lower the knees and lower yourself all the way down to the ground. And lift into your baby cobra, squeezing the elbows back, lifting the chest, the shoulders, and pointing the toes. Releasing down, we're going to tuck the toes and push back into your downward facing dog. So hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip distance apart, and just keep the knees soft to start off with. You can start to walk through your legs, walking your downward dog out. So you're bending one leg, then the other. You can move with your breath, so inhale as you bend one leg, exhale as you bend the other. You can really exaggerate the move as well and start to move the hips, releasing a little into the spine, the shoulders. And your gaze is towards your knees, your thighs. Just allow the body to be still. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly start to tiptoe the feet to the front of the mat and just release into your forward fold. Take hold of your elbows. Let the forehead release all the way down. Releasing the arms, take a deep breath in, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop the feet back to your plank. You can lower the knees or keep them lifted as we lower into our first chaturanga. So squeeze the elbows to the side of the body. Lift to your upward facing dog. So you untuck the toes and feel the thighs lifting off the floor. Push all the way back to your downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 5 long breaths. So really press into the hands and push the hips all the way back behind you. You're really lengthening into the upper body. When you're ready, look into the hands, hop or step the feet to the front of the mat and release into your forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Again, lengthen through the crown, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop the feet back to your plank. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale to lift, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, pausing here for 5 breaths. Feel yourself pushing the hips back and push the heels down and away from you. So don't worry if the heels don't touch the floor and the knees can still be soft. Just keep pushing the hips back. You can try closing the eyes. Again, when you're ready, look into the hands, hop or step the feet to the front of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop the feet back to your plank. Pausing, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale to lift, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing for 5 breaths. If you need to come down to your knees, rest your shoulders, and join in as and when you're ready. You get strong shoulders in this pose. But keep pressing into all of the fingers. Try and take some of the pressure off of the wrists. Let's take the knees to the floor. Coming into your child pose, so take the knees wide. Bring the toes into the middle and sink the hips back. Stretch the arms all the way out. And just pause here. Allow the shoulders to rest. But keep spreading the fingers wide. Really press down into the mat and feel a strong connection to the ground. And again, don't worry too much if the hips don't sink back to the heels. Just keep pressing into the hands. And we have the knees wide in this pose, so it allows the body to fold forwards between the legs. When you're ready, slowly starting to lift. I feel all the blood's gone to my face. Tuck your toes and push back into your downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg, 3-legged downward dog. Step the right foot to the right hand and lower into your low lunge. So just check your alignment between your ankle and your knee. So if you need to bring the foot forward, do. Come onto your fingertips, lift the chest and squeeze the shoulders down and back. And allow the hips to sink forwards. Let's start to walk the hands back and come into a hamstring stretch. So if the toes want to lift, that's fine. If you want to keep the toes to the floor, that's fine. See which feels better for you. And if you want to fold forwards towards the leg, you can. If you feel a better stretch there, move the body. But keep long through the spine. Try not to hunch over if you can. When you're ready, start to walk the hands forwards, sinking the hips. Really allow the hips to sink down. We're going to bend the back leg and take the right hand all the way round to meet the foot. So if you need to push the hips back, you can. And then again, just sink the hips forwards. Try and turn the chest to the front of the room. You'll start to feel that stretch into the quads. It's quite painful sometimes. Good if you've been running, which most of us might have been running recently. Very slowly start to release. Release the hand, the foot. We're going to bring the arm to the inside of the knee. So just heel toe the foot out to the edge of the mat. And if it's comfortable, just come down onto the palms of the hand. Again, really sink the hips low and feel yourself pressing into the top of the back foot. You can stay here. If it feels comfortable, come down onto your elbows. But keep trying to squeeze the knee into the side of the body. Try not to let the knee go out too wide. If this doesn't feel comfortable, just stay on your hands. Placing the hands firmly to the floor, tuck the back toes. We're going to come into our pigeon pose. So we're just going to bring the knee into the middle of the hands and sink the hips down. So walk the left leg back behind you. Really lengthen through the back leg. Come onto your fingertips. Lift the chest. And we want to squeeze that left hip over. So we don't want to be sitting over to one side. Keeping the hips level. If this feels okay, you can come down to your elbows. Keep squeezing that left hip over. I don't know if you can still see me. And if this feels okay, walk your hands all the way out, releasing the forehead down. But keep stretching through that back leg. Really try and lengthen through the body. And just pause here, take a few long, deep breaths. Very slowly starting to lift. Again, lift back onto your fingertips, roll the shoulders down, and then just try lifting the right hand up in front of you. Taking it down, lift the left arm. Try and keep the hips level. And then if that feels comfortable, see if you can lift both hands up in front. If you can't, that's fine. If you lose your balance, I mean, we're online, so you're probably not surrounded by loads of people, or hopefully you're not. Take your hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, and let's push back into our downward facing dog. And just walk the legs out, release the hips. We're going to roll the body forward. So come onto your tiptoes, tuck the chin to the chest, and roll the body all the way to your plank. Lower chaturanga. Lift upward facing dog. And push back downward facing dog. Let's do that again. So again, lift the heels, tuck the chin, roll through the body. Coming to your plank. You can lower the knees if you need to. And lower chaturanga. Lift, upward facing dog. I'm out of breath now. And push back, downward facing dog. Pausing here for 5 breaths. Try closing the eyes. Just let the body be still. Lifting the left leg, 3-legged downward dog. Step the left foot to the left hand and lower the back knee to the floor. Untuck the toes and again just lift onto your fingertips. Shoulders down and back, lift the chest. When you're ready, start to walk the hands back. Coming into that hamstring stretch. Again, if the toes want to lift, that's fine. We'll keep them to the floor. See if you can try and keep the hips level. So be careful not to lean over to one side. See if you can push the hips a little bit that way. My foot's shaking. Walking the hands forwards. Again, really sink the hips forwards. Bend into that front knee. Bending the back leg. Take the left hand this time. Reach all the way back to the foot. Again, push the hips back if you need to. And if you can't reach the foot, it doesn't matter. Do your best. Turn the chest to the front. Really sink the hips forward, even more than before. Slowly releasing. Bring the hand to the inside of the knee and just heel toe the foot out a little bit wider. Create space in the hips. You can stay here, come down onto your hands, or you can stay here or come down onto your elbows. But again, keep squeezing the knee in. Try not to let it go too wide. Slowly lifting. Place the hands firmly onto the mat, tuck the back toes, and bring the knee all the way into the middle of the hands, coming back into our pigeon pose. So untuck the back toes and push the leg back behind you. Then check in with the hips. So we're going to draw the right hip over, lifting through the chest. You can stay here, come down onto your elbows. And again, you can stay here or walk your hands all the way out. Let your forehead release down. And just keep squeezing the right hip over. Very slowly starting to lift. Come back to your hands, lift through the chest, lift through the crown of the head. Try lifting the left arm up in front and placing it down. Try lifting the right hand all the way up. If it feels comfortable, see if you can lift both arms up in front. Taking the hands down. When you're ready, I thought that was a spider, tuck the toes, push the hips back into your downward facing dog. Let's roll the body forwards to lift the heels, tuck the chin, broad through the shoulders. Lower into your chaturanga, squeeze the elbows in. Lift to your upward facing dog. And press back, downward facing dog. Let's go again. So roll through the body. Nice and slowly. Lower to your chaturanga. Lift, upward facing dog. And push back, downward facing dog. Really press down into the fingers, the palms. Push the hips back. Looking to the hands, step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop the feet back to your plank. Lower to your chaturanga. Lift upward facing dog. And push back, downward facing dog. This time we're going to come into our warrior one. So step the right foot to the right hand. Lower the back heel to the floor. Lifting the arms up. So bend into that front knee and push back down into the back heel. Warrior one. We're going to come forwards. Here comes the cat. We're going to come forwards into our warrior three. So reach the hands forwards. Slowly lift the back heel. Hips are level. Spine is long. Let's start to lift. See if you can keep the left leg lifted. Lift the knee up in front of you. See if you can extend the leg out in front. I'm shaking. Push the leg away from you, push the heel away, and then come back, bend the leg. Come back to your warrior three, pushing the heel all the way back. Step back to your warrior one. It's getting hot. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, take the hands to the floor, step back. You can go straight into your downward dog, or you can take your flow. So you lower chaturanga, lift upward facing dog, push back, downward facing dog. Settle the breath, settle the body. I'm definitely out of breath. You're gonna have to open a window next time because it is hot. So when you're ready, let's come to the other side. So the left leg comes to the left hand. Lowering the back heel, lifting to your warrior one. So bend into the front leg, push back into the back heel, and think about turning the hips to the front so your hips face forwards. Again, let's come to our warrior three. So reach the arms forwards, stretching, lifting the back heel. Let's start to lift. Try and keep the back leg lifted if you can. Lift the knee. And then if you feel comfortable and balanced, extend the leg. I'm shaking so much. Bend the leg. Push back to your warrior three. Nice and balanced. And step back to your warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out, take the hands to the floor. Step back, and again, taking your flow. So lower chaturanga. Lift upward facing dog. And push back, downward facing dog. Settling the breath. Just stay there a moment. I'm going to have a sip of water because I'm thirsty. Oh no, I got water all over my mat. So looking to the hands, step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Release down into your forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, extended mountain. This time bring the hands together as you exhale, hands to heart center. Let's come down to the floor. I'm hot. Sweater. So coming down to the floor, get yourself comfortable. We're just going to come into a forward fold before we start to wind things down. So pull each seat bone out so you're sat comfortable. Push the heels away from you. Lift the toes up. Just place your hands to your side, press the hands into the floor and lift through the crown of your head. My feet are shaking like mad. Let's reach the arms up, extended mountain, and then reach all the way forwards. And just let the hands rest where they want to, whether that's the legs, ankles, or the toes. And allow yourself to fold towards the legs. Completely release the forehead down. Take a deep breath in to lengthen through the spine. Breathing out as you release a little lower. Again, breathe in to lengthen. Breathing out to release. Slowly releasing. Let's just roll onto our backs. So roll back, take the knees to the chest, and just rock from side to side. If you can, take the arms out wide and just lower both knees to the left side. Try and keep your right shoulder to the ground. Turn your head to your right hand. And just feel yourself releasing into the top of the hip. Let the knees, the feet rest down. Just take a gentle twist through the spine. And breathe deep into the stomach. Start to roll the knees back to center. Keep them hugged close to the body. Roll them all the way over to the right side. Turn your head to the left hand. And again, just keep that left shoulder down towards the floor. And breathe deep into the stomach. When you're ready, roll back to center. Hugging the knees and just gently rocking from side to side. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees come wide. And just take the arms out to the side. We're just going to take a couple of moments here. Tuck the chin in, so the back of the neck is long. And we're not squeezing the knees out, just allow the hips to release. And just let gravity do its thing, let the knees be heavy. Let the shoulders sink down into the ground. And breathe deep into the stomach. So as you breathe in, feel the stomach rise. As you breathe out, allow it to release all the way down. Very slowly, just roll over to your left side. So bring the knees over, bring the arms over, and just press your way up to a seated position. Crossing the legs, and just let the hands rest to the knees. You can close the eyes, or just have your gaze to the floor. Lift tall through the crown of the head. And let the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Bringing the hands to your heart center. Spread the fingers. Press the thumbs into the middle of the chest. And just lightly press the palms together. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you want to, you can bow the forehead to the fingers. And just press the index fingers into the middle of the eyebrows. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know. Please feel free to give me any feedback. And I will see you this time next Thursday in the kitchen.